No time.
Welcome to the Frozen Tundra Network. We're doing a special episode today. I'm not sure what's going on, Nick, but we're live now, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. On the regular season, why don't you do the intro and we'll start talking Packers football?
All right, sounds good.
Aaron Rodgers, the day that he decides to show up, the defense doesn't. I want the whole package. I want the whole thing this time.
I'll tell you what, Romeo Doubs is looking good. He is going to be wide receiver number 1 by the end of the season. Book it.
The last 3 years, the Packers are 22-2 at home. And you play us in Lambeau.
9 different receivers had 90 or more yards, in the 7 games that Devontae was out.
He stuck with this team for so long. He said he wants to retire here. Why not just let it be? I mean...
Hey everybody, this is Gerhard de Beer, former Green Bay Packer offensive lineman, and you're watching Frozen Tundra Network with Bill the Packer fan and Packer owner Nick. Enjoy.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Frozen Tundra Network. We're doing a special episode today. Sorry about the beginning. They were playing games with us and whatnot. But everyone watching the feed, go give this live stream a share. And don't forget to give the page a like. You want to kick it off for us, Nick?
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. There was 2 preseason games since our last show. There was one against the Chiefs and one against the Saints. Let's start off with Jordan Love and what you guys saw from Jordan Love. Let's go overall preseason. How do you feel about him?
Well, I'll start it out. Well, Jordan Love, I don't know, man. I'm kind of lost with the guy. I kind of wish he had some kind of trade value so we could trade him away, but it's not looking like it after that last game. Last week, it looked pretty good. This week didn't look too good. So, I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss with them right now, man. I kind of like Etlin better, to be truthful with you.
Yeah. What do you think, John Dorn?
He's improved, that's for sure. But I like to see what he does with the ones. I mean, he's never really had a chance to play the whole one, so, But I think he'd be all right. I think for his backup, he's a backup, We'll see what happens next year, But, yeah, I don't think he's ready to be a starter yet.
Yeah, I love how Bears fans are trying to compare their starting quarterback to our backup quarterback. That speaks a lot of volumes.
Your quarterback is rated as a backup quarterback. Yep. 7 touchdowns and 10 picks last season. That's second string material there, guys.
I'll take Love over fucking Fields any day. That's for sure. He can at least move the chains down the field. What is Fields? Seven fucking tries with about 3 points. Come on.
I saw there was this post where Fields last year as a rookie in the preseason, I said, okay, so you're bragging about him being worse this year in the preseason than last year as a rookie. I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Rob, how you feeling about it?
He's muted.
You got on mute, Rob.
Isaac, why don't you go while Rob starts fixing his mic?
No worries. I thought, this game, he sprinkled good with bad. There was a couple times where he made nice, decent throws from the pocket, used his footwork to kind of get open and find the seams. But then there's other times where he's forcing the ball still. He's not looking good. I mean, I'm not going to I don't hate him for throwing that interception at the end of the half. The half was winding anyways. It's a preseason game anyway, so why not just chance it and throw it? I mean, he was going to catch a lot of shit if he didn't throw it, right? If he didn't take a chance, and then everybody's going to just be on him like, oh, he's not throwing the ball. He's not taking a risk. So, but yeah, he does have a lot to work on his mechanics. He needs to stop throwing off his tippy toes. I've noticed that a couple times where he's just trying to, I guess, get his eye vision level a little bit higher than what it is on his tippy toes or whatever it is, but it's not translating well in his throws.
Well, at least they got the best backup fucking in a division, you know.
Yeah, Kellen
Yep.
Mond is probably the worst quarterback I've ever seen in my life.
You can't tell that's an old Viking fan either.
Yeah, one thing that concerns me about Love, though, is for whatever reason, those short, easy dump offs, I don't know what it is, but he keeps throwing it to the wrong shoulder and out of reach. I don't like these easy out routes. He can't hit them for some reason, but when the guy is running 50 yards down the field, he's throwing pretty nice balls down there. So I don't know. There's a lot of bad that I see. I saw a lot of great throws. I saw a lot of drops on great throws in the preseason. Rob, did you fix your mic?
No, still can't hear him.
Rob, try leaving and coming back.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, it says he's not muted.
No. So either way, look, we have a bigger issue because the regular season is upon us, right? Who is going to be our 3 starting receivers at this point? Who do we start?
It's
Lazard,
rough.
and then I would say you're going to have to go with Watkins.
And Cobb, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely the starting receivers. Is
And then-
Cobb.
The next guy down is Winfrey. That he knows the playbook back with his hands. Probably he's been there for what? How many years? 2 years now.
He was
3
making
years?
some pretty good catches in that
Yeah.
last game, I thought.
Actually, got to take that back. It's going to be Aaron Jones.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Aaron. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
AJ Dillon.
Yeah.
and then the
Yeah,
rest.
that's why every fantasy league that I'm in this year, I'm grabbing Aaron Jones just for the sole fact that he's most likely going to be utilized as a receiver than a running back, if not probably even on both. So,
Yeah.
man, he's worth grabbing. If you're playing fantasy, you go get yourself Aaron Jones and thank me at the end of the season.
AJ Dillon and Jones will have 1,000 yards rushing and receiving, both over 2,000 yards combined.
They're gonna kill.
Yeah.
Look, we were actually just talking about this, Dan. Quay Walker, everybody keeps saying he had 5 tackles last game. I don't care that he had 5 tackles. He did not look good. He looked like he was getting thrown around again. I don't know what it is. Maybe he's weaker than we thought. Maybe he's undersized. I'm not entirely sure, but I did not see a lot of good things at all from Quay Walker during the preseason. I was really surprised that Devontae Wyatt was getting thrown around the way that he was too. But at the same time, when we have our starting defensive line, I think that Devontae Wyatt he'll look much better when he's got those big boys next to him that know how to play.
Yeah, that's the same thing that was happening with Quay Walker when he was playing next to Devondre Campbell in camp. They said that duo was unstoppable. That they were stopping the offense on multiple drives. Even they were trying third down plays against them, and they could not get the ball to first down with Quay Walker and Devondre Campbell both in the game or in the practice. So we're hoping that these rookies can be plugged in with the veterans and they can, do their thing and be much better. Like, especially for Devontae Wyatt, we need his pressure to free up Kenny Clark Kenny Clark can just wreck a game by himself. If he gets a little bit of help from Devontae Wyatt, that means everything to Kenny Clark to just completely wreck an O-line.
Yeah, McDuffie, though, he's showing some stuff, too. I got McDuffie, and Slayton's actually picking it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Slayton. He looked pretty good these last couple preseason games.
You know who also looked like he wanted to be on the starting roster was Chris Barnes. He was flying.
Yeah, he played good.
Yeah, Barnes looks 100% healthy and just ready to go.
I wish I could have got to see our starting offense, though, man. I really wish I could have got to see at least one drive, something to glimpse at, something to talk about, just ridiculous.
So many questions going into the season, man.
They better not come in and get blown out like last year, man. I'm going to be pretty pissed.
Bill, you know what's going to happen. They're gonna fucking do some bombs right to fucking Watson for a touchdown. Then they're doing the dubs, and then they'll throw one to Watkins. So it'll give you 3 touchdowns in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Let's shift it to something. I got another conversation I want to have. Rob, why don't you start since you got your mic working now? There was only 2 Green Bay Packers in the top 100 this year. How does that happen?
Well, man, I mean, our offense didn't. I mean, our offense was decent last year, but it wasn't like. And Devontae Adams is on the top 100. He was on our team last year, but he's on another team this year. So, I mean, our regular guys that are usually in there. You know, they like Zadarius. He was in there the last year, but he's on the Vikings this year. I don't think he made it because he didn't play shit last year, but he was on the top 100 last year. This year, I mean, guys have switched, man. Our bigger players. I mean,
Rashawn Gary got snubbed. I don't care what he says.
I think so too.
I don't care that Jerry Alexander was hurt last year. How's he not in the top 100? How's that possible?
Exactly.
It's because it's voted on by the players, man. And if they don't get out there and play, and you're not out there beating the shit out of the guy across from you, then you're not going to get on there, man. It's all voted by the players.
This to me proves something that I've said for a very long time. You don't have to have played in the NFL to know about the NFL. There's plenty of guys that have never played significant amount of football that know way more about football than anybody could understand. So
I agree. But it's a popularity contest, the top 100. It's voted on by strictly the players, man. And you know, you're going to get a biased opinion about it. So
I'm not sure this is true because in years past, I've seen guys that didn't play the whole season and they were still on the top 100. So I'm not sure.
I think J.J. Watt made it. He played 3 games. He wasn't even talking about it. I mean, what the hell, bro?
Yeah, J.J. Watt even said that he shouldn't even be on this list, and it's laughable because he only played like 3 games. He's like, there's so many guys that should be ahead of me on this list. I don't know how I made this list.
It's a bullshit list.
John Dorn, how is it that Aaron Jones is not a top 100 player? But
that blows my mind. I don't get it. I just it's biased.
He's in the top 20 of all fantasy drafts, but he's nowhere in the top 100 of.
Hate the Packers.
It's jealousy, man. Jealousy. People are jealous to see a receiver that could, be a wide receiver and a back. People are jealous to see backs to be able to do that.
You know what? I kind of like that he's not on the list because it gives him motivation to just have a dominant season. You know?
I was thinking about maybe Green Bay, maybe none of the players being on the top 100 is going to make them go, okay, well, watch what I do now. Watch this.
Exactly.
What do you guys think the chances are? And I just think this is like an interesting topic piece. What do you think the chances are we have 2 running backs on the top 100 this year?
Well, we're actually ranked number 2 of the best duels in the league.
Yeah.
Chubb was right above us, and that was really it. So it's a fair chance.
If they rank out anywhere in the top 20 of both of them, I mean, it doesn't matter if they make the list. We'll know it. Shit, I don't give a fuck about that list.
Yeah. I think we have 2 capable running backs for that 3rd spot that can really shine too with Goodson and Dexter Williams.
Yeah, Goodson
Hill comes back.
Goodson looks like,
and if during that 3rd preseason game we're using Amari Rodgers in that Swerve and Irvin role, so he can be a little threat too in the running game.
Yeah,
Swerve and Irvin. What happens with Kylan Hill now?
I think when he comes back, we can see him probably take up really that Swerve and Irvin role, and I can see him back at returns, put him in special teams and return situation because he didn't do a half bad job being a returner when he was healthy with us. Just that he just got that devastating injury because of returning, but he wasn't doing a half bad job returning.
I was surprised that Goodson was looking so much better than Patrick Taylor because last year when Patrick Taylor got that little bit of time, he looked like he was smashing people to the floor. And then this dude Goodson comes out of nowhere, man.
He looks good, man. He looked real good.
Taylor didn't even look that good this year, to tell you the truth. I wasn't impressed whatsoever with him.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy to watch that. Green Bay may actually have 3 incredibly capable running backs, which is deadly. That is deadly.
Why don't we just put Caleb Jones in that?
We could have used that last year in the NFC Championship game, running that ball the second half, man. Trust me.
Well, that's hurt us when Dillon went down once. A.J. Dillon went down. Man, we were running it down their throats until then, and then after that, everything kind of shut right down.
So I think this is interesting because look, I'm not convinced that it was just Goodson wasn't good in the passing game. I'm more convinced that Love was throwing terrible passes to the running backs.
He doesn't lead his receivers, man. He has a lot of problem leading his receivers to the ball, man. I mean, that's why a lot of those everybody says that those plays were like tipped passes and those interceptions were hit. If he threw the ball on the mark, it would have been a catch, not behind the guy reaching back trying to pull it in. I mean, receivers. I mean, honestly, receiver, if the ball hits your hand, you should be pulling it in. Yeah. But it also helps if the quarterback leads you. So when because you are running against players and guys are going to hit you. If you're trying to catch the ball and you get popped, that's in their head, man.
Well, when you're running full speed and you have to stop on a dime to catch a ball instead of run with the ball, it's a lot.
It makes a difference, man.
John Dorn and I agree. Like, he's got really good vision. Goodson, really good vision. Find the holes. Imagine what he's going to – I mean, he's doing this with our backup linemen. Imagine what he's going to do with our starting linemen and finding those holes. He's going to have big gains on his runs.
Well, also, imagine if Aaron Rodgers is throwing you the ball. It's going to be right there. You're not going to have to worry about catching it. It's going to be in your hands already.
Right.
It just sucks, man. We didn't get to see no starters playing. I really hate the LaFleur era because at least in past times we got to see the starters play for a quarter or two. You got to see who was the ones and who's the twos and who's starting, and you got to see them interchange parts. I mean, how are you evaluating this talent? These guys aren't getting a chance to play with the ones.
Well, for us, we want to see and stuff, but I kind of see his kind of view or LaFleur's kind of view. What happens when one gets hurt? I mean, there's so many injuries. It just you just can't chance it. They get enough work in the practices, especially when you had the double practice. I mean, it all helps out. I mean, they're going against one of the best defenses. Come on, what much more can you ask for?
Yeah, what you're touching on, Dorn, is that probably like last year, he took into account how many injuries we had and how many, people we had to, account for and how many players that we had to switch positions in different. I think LaFleur is being more cautiously optimistic on putting players out there. Yeah. And keeping them healthy for the season because he just lost so many last season.
Did Sam Daniels went down? Sam Donald went down yesterday.
A foot injury.
Yeah.
Was it on that touchdown drive? I don't
know. I just heard he went down. I didn't really watch the game. I just heard he went down and didn't look good.
Yeah, Baker was going to take his job anyways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we did actually get to see some starters on the offense, but the interesting part to me about what LaFleur's game plan was, let's put our offensive linemen starters out there instead of actual skill positions. I found that to be really weird because offensive line seems to be an injury-riddled Achilles heel of ours every year. So why even chance it? When it comes to the offensive line, why even chance it? You could put Aaron Jones out there and A.J. Dillon for a series or two and let them get some carries. I don't see
They're all pretty young yet. I mean, even the starters that were out there, they're pretty young yet. And they need the more reps they get, the better.
Let's say Runyon goes down. He's playing in the preseason. He was playing a good chunk of minutes. Let's say he goes down. That's a huge loss for us. It just didn't really make sense to me. And since we're speaking of the offensive line, I want your guys' thoughts on Zach Tom. Is he starting this year? I love watching him.
Man, he should.
I'll take him over Newman anytime.
Yeah, he's the second coming of Jenkins. He can line up in almost any position. LaFleur's been experimenting him. Butkus is our new lineman coach. He's probably working with Stenovich and just putting him in all different positions. And Zach Tom has not give up one pressure all preseason.
No. He played right guard primarily, and then he played center. He played a lot of center as well. And I remember after the first preseason game, that article came out talking about Zach Tom and how good he is. And I started watching him in the next two preseason games. I started actually watching him specifically. Man, you cannot get by that guy. He's a load. He's a big dude.
He's a big dude. And then our other guy, Sean Ryan, he hasn't been doing well. I saw a couple players getting past him.
I wouldn't surprise me if they actually tried trading one of the offensive linemen, like Newman or
We might. We got depth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A ton of depth.
Let's talk about that. Rob, what are the chances that Newman gets his job taken this year? Because I saw him getting chewed out.
Who are you talking about?
Newman, our right guard.
Great back, guys.
Yeah, it's any position on the offensive line, man. You got to be on point, and we've had our struggles at it, and with all the question marks with Jenkins coming back, and if the guy's not pulling his weight, I think I think they're riding him like that because he's got potential to be that replacement guy, man. But
I think Zach Tom, I'm telling you, he's going to take his
he's
job.
He's going to be a beast. Yeah, he's going to make the squad. He's going to be a beast, bro.
Yeah,
we have good luck finding offensive linemen. We always find good guys, man.
We do, and I kind of don't get it because we'll draft guys in the 4th, 5th, 6th round, and they'll all of a sudden there'll be these beasts that you're like, where did this guy come from? Isaac, go ahead and touch on it.
Behind Green Bay, behind Lambeau Field is a factory, and old linemen are just being built back there. You know what I mean?
Now they got to do is make way for the safeties.
Put on Green Bay, that's what's happening.
Now they got to make one for the safeties, though.
Yeah, it's just I think it's the genius of Stenavich. Stenavich knows how to find these guys. I'm sure he's helping Buckets look for these guys, and then they're relaying this message to Gutekunst and LaFleur on who to draft. Because Stenavich has an eye for talent, and you can tell, like, his offensive lines have looked great, everything under him. Even though it's Buckets now running that, I'm sure Stenavich has his hands all into that too.
Yep.
Well, we spend a lot of money on our quarterback, so they need some protection. You gotta have a good some sort of good formula to find these guys. It always seems like every time we got one of our main guys gets injured, suddenly our 6th rounder or 5th rounder is he's a stud.
Yeah.
What I don't get when we had the playoffs last year because the 49ers, why wasn't Yash wasn't at the left tackle? I just don't get it.
Yeah.
That was a stupid call right there. But I don't know. What do you guys think about our safeties? Behind Amos and Savage, after that, they kind of drops off.
I really wish we would have drafted like someone like Petrie, or I wanted to see us in an early round get another safety that could compete.
It's a bummer Vernon Scott got injured.
Yeah.
Just the way it rolls, and then I'm hoping Savage makes a jump this season.
You got that Greaves. I don't care for him whatsoever.
Yeah,
he gave up that one touchdown, and I don't know. He just seems lost out there all the time.
I'll say another DB that looked pretty good during preseason was Abernathy. Season 3, he looked pretty good.
I hope he makes the squad, man. That's good depth right there.
Yeah.
Seriously, the guy's a ball hawk, man.
Shamar Jean-Charles was blanketing. He was blanketing people. I saw a lot of times. He was actually engaged in ways I'd never seen him before. Usually he's just giving up chunks of yards. He was actually batting balls down out there. I was impressed with him.
Yeah, he's looking much better this season. All throughout training camp, his name's been being mentioned, so he's doing something out there.
I like our backup fucking kicker. No fucking misses.
Yeah.
We have a kicker. Talking about special teams. You guys want to talk about special teams?
No,
man.
No, that's a waste of time.
That's the show for today, guys.
So look, it goes like this. The 32nd ranked offense in the league is the Bears. The 32nd ranked defense in the league is the Bears. The only thing the Bears are not ranked worse in is special teams because we hold that honor.
Yeah.
That's so terrible, man. That is so terrible.
I think our special teams is the Bears.
And that's all on the coach, man, because last year when he did that interview talking about special teams, how he didn't put a lot of stock in the special teams, and it's just the scrubs on the team. Just look, man, you start giving up field position and letting your opposition start at the 50, it's going to be a fucking problem. Your defense is going to have to be good in order to counteract some shit like that.
If I'm a team, I'm taking every kickoff. I don't care how far in the end zone I am. I'm trying to take it back because every time we have these enormous holes that they're running through, it's insane.
What's another thing too is the hang time. There's hardly no hang time. The guys already got the ball and running before even the Packer guys didn't get down there.
I still
he's
don't
already in a run.
I still don't understand why we got rid of Bojorquez. I don't get it. I don't.
Yeah, no, that kid had a leg. I don't understand it either.
Yeah.
He must have pissed in somebody's Cheerios or something.
Or they're
He couldn't
blaming
hold the ball,
him.
though.
I think that the coaching staff was blaming him for the playoff game when all that craziness happened at the end. But it's like, dude, when you're putting your backup linebackers in to block for your punter, that's
insane.
Yeah.
I just don't know how LaFleur just doesn't think special team. I mean, football is played in three facets, man: offense, defense, and special teams. You got to put some consideration into, protecting you, the return.
And they're trying to call it a we team. No, it's a shit team. It's not a special team. It's not a we team. It's a shit team.
I partially blame though Borquez on that punt because, like, if you look at that play again, he tries to take a third step. Every punter knows in that situation when you're pinned down in the end zone, 2 steps and boot that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Yeah. He took a third step. Maybe it was a misstep. I gotta see the play again. Maybe it was a misstep, but he took a third step, which gave the Niners another edge on attempting to block it.
Well, the conditions played a lot into that game, man. I mean, the first half it was all right. The second half, the snow was blowing sideways. I mean, I didn't understand why we were trying to throw the ball 40 yards down the field to Davante Adams. Anyway, he couldn't see it if he wanted. Yeah. It was ridiculous.
So Dan, I get what you're saying. I think the panic that we're bringing up as the alarming thing is more of the structure of the special teams, not the players themselves. For whatever reason, we can't figure it out. Like, we could have
they look clueless.
Yeah,
I mean, they can go week 1. And I was like, wow, and then he can turn around and it's like a 360 and do play real good. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah. To bounce off what Nick was saying is it just you want to see where the guys are strategized at. What part of the field are they attempting to make these tackles at? It just looked lost.
It's one thing if our guys are getting beat on those blocks head on. That's one thing. But if you're not even there and the guy's running past you, I mean, there's something wrong with the formula of how we go down and cover punts and kicks. Something's not right. We don't look like we're in position where we should be when the ball's there.
Yeah, you can have trash players, but if they're not in the right position, you know what I mean? Like, if trash players in the right position, then they can make a play.
I was talking about the kickoffs specifically because on kickoff, you're supposed to have a route that you run. You're supposed to run in a very specific way down the field so that no matter where the guy that gets the ball moves, you're ready to get him. Our guys seem to like mesh into this big ball of nothingness that they just run right around. And it doesn't make sense to me. Like, but since we're on special teams, John Dorn, why don't you, instead of the punting and the kickoff part that's just horrendous to watch, what about our return team on special teams? What did you see out there?
Not much better, tell you the truth. I mean, what do you have, like 2-3 good runs in the whole preseason for Mario Rodgers? You haven't really seen anybody else out there too much. I mean, Goodson tried it and he fucked that up bad. But I don't know. Like I said, hopefully week 1 we play a hell of a lot better than we did in the preseason. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
so Rob, don't you think at this point, I've been saying this like the last few weeks now. I'm like, whoever thought that Amari Rodgers was a punt returner, I don't know what they were looking at because I think you just got to get him out of there.
Yeah, I think the Amari Rodgers project's over as far as for special teams. I mean, the guy's fast. He's got, quickness, but it doesn't translate into the return. That's for damn sure.
I'm surprised Dobbs ain't back here.
He's running scared or he just don't know what he's fucking doing.
Yeah. Isaac, who should we put back there to return the kicks and the punts?
Watson.
Well, I'd say probably, it's hard to say because, it's LaFleur's trying these young guys like Amari Rodgers. He's trying Goodson now. He's trying like all these young players to try to – I know they're fast, but it's just not translating well. Maybe he needs to mix it up. Maybe put a veteran to try to do it because he's trying to put these young guys are getting scared to get hit, and it's ended up disastrous.
I'm
either
thinking
the ball or, or some mishap happens or they whiff on the ball and then, their opposing team can make a play. It's just it's just not working with the young guys. So maybe if we can mix in a couple veterans, like I wouldn't say Cobb anymore.
I like to see Gafford. I like to see Gafford more in there. I mean, that guy's a burner, man. What runs a 4.22? Put him back there.
So I'm thinking of a few guys. For one, I think Cobb should return the punts. He's not bad at it. I get he's older, but he's not bad at it at all.
He's smart. He's smart. That's what it is. He's smart.
Yeah, and he catches the damn ball.
Yeah.
Kylan Hill, I think I liked what I saw from Kylan Hill when he was returning kicks last year. I think he should be our kick returner. One guy I would love to watch them at least give a shot at it is Eric Stokes. I think I would – if Eric Stokes can secure the ball without, dropping it ever, he's got the speed. I really think he can blast through some defenses.
I don't know. I'd say Watson. Put Watson back there. What the hell?
I think Watson's too tall. He's just
he's too big of a guy. He had two returns.
Just put
What about Dobbs? The guy's got some speed.
Yeah.
If he can hold every catch.
Fuck Aaron Rodgers. Put him out there. Fuck it.
Ah, shit. Come on, man. He's got a bum leg.
Put Jordan Love out there. He's good.
If we're going to put any quarterback out there, I'm going to go with Etling because that guy's already broke the 50.
There you go.
Put Caleb Jones, 6'9" monster.
So speaking of Etling, are we holding 3 quarterbacks this year, or do you think it's just the Rodgers?
I think they'll put them on the practice squad, and hopefully nobody picks them off, or takes them from us. But
So let's go into some crazy conversation that people have been having. There's a lot of Packers fans out there saying, "Oh, Etling's better than Love. Make Etling the number 2." I don't think that's the case in any way, but I did like what I saw from the kid.
Packer fans got to remember Etling when he goes out there, he's playing against like the
scrub scrubs.
The players that are not even going to come close to making the team. You know what I mean? So he's got a little bit more easy going. I mean, I like Etling. He's athletic. He's really good athletically. Like he has.
Did you guys notice that? Did you guys notice that when Etling was out there, it was more like playing high school ball, it's just anything goes. The plays are breaking down. He was scrambling for his life, making plays. And that's shit you want to see in your quarterback. And I think that's what a lot of people like to see. And that's why they like
gunslinger.
He was making plays. He was using what he had and doing what he could to make plays.
When we had McCarthy as the coach, we used to do that with Rodgers, where they called it street ball, and you just kind of whatever opened up. And you had like very basic routes, and then they just started moving wherever after that. And
where like the quarterback gets the ball, he just automatically runs.
It's the scrambling drill. When the play breaks down and the quarterback's on the run, everybody get open.
Oh, like the Bears do every fucking series, huh?
The Bears plays usually break down 3 seconds after they snap the ball. So.
Yeah. It breaks down 1.5 seconds. Oh, he's already on the run.
I gotta ask that question to Bears fans that are listening in. What has Fields done these past preseason games? I know he's been in their limited snaps that impressed you. I mean, the only pass I can say is the one to Mooney. That's the only one I can give him credit for. The other ones are like the dump offs and just.
He ran that touchdown in against the Niners, I guess, but
that's it.
I don't.
Well, man, I don't look. My thing on Fields, he is not. He's the same. He's in the same boat as Love. He doesn't look decisive out there. The play's breaking down. The best thing he's got is his feet. And he's just doing what he can.
But wait a minute.
He can't help that he's got no talent around him to help him, bro. That's the problem.
Yeah, he's a really expensive running back.
Well, wait a minute. Getsy said he's going to make him like Rodgers.
Look, Bear fans are delusional, man. I'm not against Justin Fields. I think he could be a great quarterback. It's just he's in the wrong system. It was the same thing with Trubisky. He don't look bad playing for – he's going to be starting in Pittsburgh, bro.
Yeah. Well, I think Pickett's
going to take that
job quick.
Well, I agree. Yeah. They didn't go after quarterback, so it's still next draft. That's what that is.
Pickett looks really good after all the issue coming out about his hands, and he's looked really good actually.
Yeah.
But to your point, though, yeah, I think Fields, I think that O-line is just atrocious. Like, every play, the guy's running for his life.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's him holding the ball sometimes because Fields does have the tendency to do that. Like, I've seen plenty of plays where Fields is getting enough time by his O-line, but he just staring at his one.
Yeah.
You know,
Waiting for it to
first
open.
look for way too long, and then here comes the defense.
So I think for a second there I misunderstood what you were saying earlier. I was talking, what has Fields actually shown you ever? You were talking about this preseason.
Oh, no, that's all good. I think
I
ever
was
too.
saying when he had that one run against the 49ers for that touchdown last year, the whole Bears fandom went, oh my God, he's going to be so good. And I went, that's like the only thing I can think of that was amazing that I've seen from him. That was it.
Yeah.
He's got wheels.
Yeah.
He's got wheels, man.
Yeah, he's
can
gonna
run.
get. One thing about him, so far this preseason, he almost got hurt 3 freaking times. Got his ankle stepped on, then that crusher hit when he tried sliding. But then there was another thing he got. I don't know.
I got to give him props for that. He takes pretty big hits, and then he keeps on playing. So.
But he's not going to last long. I mean, he's not going to last long.
No.
Now that hits like that.
If he keeps getting hits like that, it's going to be another RG3 situation.
I mean, they better go get fucking Jimmy G for backup or something, man.
As long as he
We're talking
stops
about
saying
keeping 2 or 3 quarterbacks. The Bears have to keep 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They got no choice.
As long as he stops saying that the game is slowed down, because it seems like the second he said that, his head was taken off every other play.
No.
The Bengals didn't take it easy on him after that.
Yeah.
Or not the Bengals, the Browns.
The Bills. Oh, yeah, the Browns destroyed him.
Yeah.
They were
Myles
playing the
Garrett
Bills in
himself.
preseason, and that guy came off the side, and Fields didn't adjust his line, and the dude damn near took his head off. That was crazy. Like right after he said that, too.
Yeah, he has no pocket awareness. He has no pocket awareness or nothing.
And then didn't he fumble on that, and then he recovered it himself?
You know what's weird is this is like an NFC North issue, other than the Packers, because we have, luckily, Aaron Rodgers. The other 3 teams have quarterbacks that have zero pocket awareness. I think Kirk Cousins might be the worst quarterback in the league, aside from maybe Derek Carr, when it comes to pocket awareness. It is.
Yeah.
He has.
Really is.
He doesn't.
No.
And that's why we're saying, we're not saying what's his name, Keenum was a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins, but Keenum was aware when the pocket was collapsing, could make plays on his feet. Cousins can't do that at all.
Never.
No.
Why do you think he has so many fumbles? Because he doesn't feel when there's guys ready to, around him, ready to take him out.
Yeah.
He just doesn't sense it. And then, of course, you got we were just talking about Fields, who loves to hold the ball out there to fumble it for whatever reason. And then you got Jared Goff, who didn't make an enormous amount of mistakes when it came to that stuff, but I don't know what the Lions fans see in him. He's just not a good quarterback, in my opinion.
He's Goffle.
He's
Goffle. He's Goffle, yeah.
He's straight Goffle.
Jimmy would start over Fields. That's a fact. Jimmy G should start over Fields, and Jimmy G is not a very good quarterback.
Yeah. It's just that team is not going to go anywhere with that shitty O-line. You know what I mean? I don't care what Bear fans are saying. Oh, yeah, we got this guy. There's nobody in that Bears O-line that's helping.
I will guarantee you they are watching the Packers, who they're going to let go, and snap one of them up, one of our offensive linemen up. I would guarantee that.
Oh, yeah. Corey Linsley was the best center in the league when he was playing with Green Bay a few years ago. I watch him not even be top 20 in the league this year. Watch. For whatever reason, we let guys go, and it seems that Green Bay understands like a rational reason why we're letting them go, because the second we do, they do jack shit.
It's like the Belichick era of linemen. Belichick lets go of guys and they don't do shit after.
It's like Patrick. He's already hurt for him. Patrick's already hurt for him.
He's talking about people like Trey Flowers, who the Lions swore was they got a steal with Trey Flowers, and he's
so trash.
I heard Flowers might be going to Miami. Miami's had a look at him the other day. I don't know if he signed with them or not.
So, So let's move on to something else real quick. We did get some good news recently. Basically, Jenkins is off the PUP list. We also got back Watson from the PUP list, and then we saw David Bakhtiari got off the PUP list just recently. Realistically, though, Bakhtiari is not playing for at least a few weeks at minimum. Tanyan is off the PUP list, and he actually looks like he might play this week. So this first week. So, do you guys think that Jenkins will be ready though week 1?
I don't think so.
I think he's the better shot of the two that we want back.
I think they all play. I think all three of them play. I really do.
You think Bakhtiari's going to play? I give Bakhtiari a 0% chance of playing.
No, I think he's got a chance. I think he's got a chance.
I think after Tuesday, after everything's said and done, I think they're gonna let him. They're gonna push him now. They're not really gonna push him, but they're gonna let him work with the team a lot more, and they're gonna get him ready for week 1.
Okay.
I think Watson plays.
Because you gotta figure the last surgeries he had was actually get the fluid out and everything else. It's not like he retore his fucking ACL. That totally healed a long time ago. It's the fluid thing, and so it's not like he tore it. He's come back from a tear or something. It's more just the fluid and cartilage thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Watson plays. I think Jenkins.
Really, where do you think Watson's going to go? He's going to be the wide receiver 3.
I think if they're going to chance it for week 1, he may get it like at the end of the game role. Because they're gonna go with our starting wide receivers and Watkins, Lazard, guys like that, Cobb.
Yeah.
We'll see Watson get sprayed in a couple plays, but
I
think Dobbs plays before Watson's.
Probably. I was seeing that Watkins wasn't looking that good. Like, it's just very unimpressive. And
really, Watkins wasn't looking that good.
Yeah,
I mean, I haven't seen any of the starters, man. I want to see why we're putting them 1 and 2, and
I guess Watkins been looking good
too. You guys got to remember too. This is the Vikings secondary, so I think they could put one of us out there, and we can catch the ball and get yards.
That's true.
Pat,
Patrick out there, we're out there trying to get you.
So look. There's no football next Sunday. Sunday after that, September 11th, week 1, Green Bay versus the Vikings. We're starting out the season with an enormous rivalry that we obviously want to sweep this time. I don't want to split again. I want to sweep.
Yeah.
What happens on September 11th, fellas? Let's start going into game day, and let's start getting some predictions out there.
All right. Well, week 1, we're going to go in there. Our offense will struggle a little bit at the beginning, and then they're going to come up alive. And I'm going to say we go 28, and they score 10.
Yeah, I don't see him scoring 20 on us at all.
No, not that defense. No.
It's kind of a difficult conversation because the Vikings obviously have an incredibly talented offense.
They do.
Their offensive line is meh, but their offensive weapons are lethal. But the thing is, we expect this defense to be – I expect it to be top 3 this year. I 100% expect that. So
100%. Top 3. We're going to start out we're going to bum rush Kirk Cousins and force him to throw picks, and he's going to get 3 turnovers week 1, man. We're going to mollywop on the defense, bro.
I like it.
Yeah, Cousins is going to throw the ball more, so that means more interceptions out there.
Yeah.
The wonderful thing about being a Packers fan this year is so as a quarterback of the opposing team, you're sitting there and you're going, okay, which cornerback do I want to throw on? You can't throw on our number 1 corner. You can't even throw on our number 3 corner. Like, no matter where you throw, it's going to be tough to get the ball there.
It's like Roger says, Douglas fucking kind of fucking goes in there and he waits and he tricks you, and he comes in there and he fucking snags the ball away, and picks it off. I mean, Rogers was
saying that Douglas reminds him a lot of Charles Woodson the other day. He said that the guy's very deceptive.
Yeah,
I think this is going to be a year where it's going to be a raise of interceptions that's caused by our front 7. You know what I mean? Our front 7 is going to wreak a lot of havoc, and there's going to be a lot of interceptions, INT opportunities coming out of that.
Yeah.
The defense is going to be the counter to the weaker of the offense, the wide receivers that we got. I mean, the defense is going to have to make up the slack. We're going to get the ball back a bunch of times this year.
But
we're going to have to run it. We're going to have to run it a lot.
People act like we're going to have a horrible offense. We're not going to have a horrible offense at all. I mean, come on.
I don't think so. I don't think it'll be bad at all.
I think we'll put up 30
too many
points a
question
game.
marks on wide receiver.
But to answer your question, Nick, there is a possibility, a realm the Vikings could take one from us in week 1 because, we do start slow. As Green Bay, they do this every year. They start slow in week 1, then start.
Don't say it, man. No way.
But here we go. But here's my prediction, though. Hold on. Let me get to my prediction, though.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot. I think it's going to be a lot closer game. It's going to be a lot closer game than we think. But I think we do win. But it's not going to be over a touchdown. It might be closer to a field goal that decides the game at the end because everybody's rusty in week 1. Everybody's rusty in week 1.
Everybody wants that game. Yeah, I can see it.
Everybody's rusty in week 1. Everybody.
But when you said that we don't lose every fucking first game, we don't. I mean,
no, we don't.
Lost last year, and we didn't lose one for 7 years before that.
I think this is a good comment because it's always Dalvin Cook that gashes us. He's the one that he really is the focus at this point.
Not this year.
Yeah.
But even last year, he only had a little bit less than 100 yards in both games.
Yeah, but he always seems to score on us at the right time. I swear, it's always Dalvin Cook, and I'm like, why that guy? But
not anymore. Not against our defense this year.
This year, our defensive line is bigger. It's deeper. And there's this one guy that I think counteracts Cook really well, and it's going to be Devondre Campbell in the middle of that field. We have guys like Chris Barnes back there too, who's looking great right now. I don't see Cook doing a whole lot. In fact, this right here, I was actually kind of thinking this exact thing right here, 27-13 is kind of my prediction. I see the Vikings struggling to get points because we're going to be flying everywhere. I could see Rasul Douglas getting a pick 6. I really could.
One thing Viking fans got to consider too is that we didn't have Aaron Jones last game. Aaron Jones always finds a way to destroy the Vikings defense. Always.
Yeah.
So if you guys want a really, really good laugh, watch this. This is probably the most hilarious thing.
Hey, when he's hiding,
that's when we go 2-0 in the fucking division, man. We're going 2-0 in the division after that game.
First 2 weeks.
DeAndre Moore is going to be on his 3rd alt profile on week 2. Hiding.
Yeah.
And then by week 4, he'll be ghost.
Yep.
I don't see any possibility. I don't see how our defense would ever struggle this year. I just don't see it. There's too much talent.
Yeah, I don't see them struggling at all.
Yeah.
Look, man, we're gonna stuff the run. We're gonna put pressure on Kurt. We're gonna make him make them. He's gonna have to beat us with his arm against our secondary. It ain't gonna happen, man.
Yeah, no. And people gotta understand. People think, this is Packers beat homers on ranking the defense so high or top 3. It's not just us. NFL, every single ranking, Vegas has us top 3. Yep. A lot of pundits, like media pundits, has us as a top 3 defense.
Now, what do you think about their pass rush against ours? I don't think they might get. They're going to get a couple of sacks. I'll admit that, but they're not going to fucking overtake our fucking offensive line. I guarantee you that.
No,
because we're gonna run it. We're gonna do it. They're not going to get to Rodgers too much. I guarantee you that.
We got Myers back, who's awesome at center. We're going to have Runyon at left guard. We're going to have Tanyan's going to play most likely. If he plays, man, he's going to smash Za'Darius on his ass all day. Back to
practice against Za'Darius for how many years? I mean, come on, he's seen Za'Darius's pass rush.
Yeah,
I mean, he's scared of it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what's going to happen. Za'Darius is going to get that late sack where the game's already decided.
Yeah,
and
when
he's
it's
gonna
over.
celebrate like crazy, like he's had a couple of Packer games.
He's
Where
gonna go,
he
I
gets
told
that
you
sack.
guys. It's like, dude, you're losing by 2 scores.
He's done that in a couple of Packer games where he gets a late sack and he's celebrating
Yeah.
like crazy. It's like, dude, the game's over. Like,
Yeah.
it's already decided.
There's no question he was a force in the NFL at one time, but we wouldn't have let him go if he was still that force. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I will stand by this. I will always stand by this at this point from here on out. Rashawn Gary is better than Za'Darius Smith. He is a better overall defensive lineman
All
than
around,
Za'Darius Smith,
yeah.
outside
Yeah.
linebacker, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
He plays the pass and the run.
Yeah.
And people don't be sleeping on Preston Smith and Gary getting on your team. Preston and Smith and
Exactly.
Gary had a pretty solid season.
I was
Yeah.
ready
last
for
season.
Preston to be kicked off the team the first half of the season. The second half of the season, he went crazy. And I was like, okay, keep Preston Smith.
He was
awesome.
destroying. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was helping in the defense and the run defense. You know, getting sacks.
Fucking D's been looking really good, and fuck, I can't wait to see him.
How bad
So-
New England? New England. Matt Patricia's running the offense.
Yeah, they want him out. The fans want him out. They can't stand him.
Yeah.
Let's do real quick week 1 score predictions. Let's do the actual score prediction. I'm gonna go 27-13 Packers. I believe in that score. John Gordon.
28-10.
All right, Rob.
I say 24-13. I don't see him get more than 13, honest. 24-13.
What about you, Isaac?
I'll go 2017.
All right. Well,
But that's only week 1, man. After week 1 and our offense starts gelling, I expect them to be averaging 30 points a game, man.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why week 1 we do start slow, and this offense is not going to have it together like right
You
away.
gotta remember,
so-
we're going to have a lot of turnovers in this game. It gives them good field position.
all right. So who has more touchdowns week 1? Our running game, our overall running back game, or Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers.
I think our running game, because Aaron Rodgers is going to get them all the way down the field, and Aaron Jones-Dillon are going to finish it off.
Yeah.
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to step up. He's listened to it all offseason that he's got nobody to throw to, and I think this is going to be our first chance to put that shit on display. So
Yeah.
So you
I
think
can see that.
You think Aaron Rodgers takes it personal week 1 and he starts throwing touchdowns 5 yards away from the end zone?
Yeah, he's going to throw about 500 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Well, it's that weak ass
And run one in.
It's not far fetched too, because remember
Exactly.
when Rodgers was picking on the Vikings young corners and he threw 4 touchdowns on them. So
Looking at this comment makes me so happy. I always forget that Lancaster's not on our team because he's so forgettable. We actually have someone there to play defense.
Hey, Lancaster, though, thanks for the shout out to Frozen Tundra Network, but that's not
What's going to be your favorite matchup for week 1?
Oh, favorite matchup?
If Jenkins plays, Za'Darius versus Jenkins.
Really?
Our O-line against their defense pass rush.
You don't think Jair's going to shadow Jefferson? I think that's going to be. I think that's going to be a matchup.
What about Rasul Douglas against Thielen? I think Douglas will probably be on Thielen most likely.
You think they won't put Stokes on Thielen?
I think Stokes, because look, I think they're going to use Thielen a lot more inside than outside. And so Douglas is our third string corner, and we play a lot of dime and nickel. I think that Douglas will be out there on Thielen a lot, whereas Stokes will be on the outside against who, like Irv Smith or
KJ Osborne,
like whoever the hell they got out there at this point.
Yeah, I want to see Kenny Clark versus Bradbury.
Oh man,
yeah.
Viking fans are saying Bradbury was trash in camp, and they didn't pick up their 5th-year option on Bradbury, and he's been horrible, and the guy that's been taken over slightly in camp over Bradbury is not good either. So Kenny Clark is just going to eat.
I don't see, he's a force. That's a force right there, gentlemen. That's a force right there.
Yeah.
I said Irv Smith, who was their tight end, because whoever their third receiver is so irrelevant to me. AJ Osborne.
Not according to Skull. Did you see that post he put up last night?
I'm sorry, but look, I get that they have Justin Jefferson, and let's be honest, Thielen is trajectorying down.
He's on his way out. He's on his way out. You're right about
He's
that.
like Cobb. He's turning into Cobb.
He's like Cobb. Exactly.
He's turning into what's his name?
A service go play a receiver. That's all he is.
He's turning into what's his name? Our former tight end on the Bears. Just a red zone target.
Oh, Jimmy Graham?
Yeah, Graham.
They have Kevin King Jr. and Chandon Sullivan. Yeah. I'm so glad I don't have to try to make excuses for Chandon Sullivan anymore.
Yeah. Oh, Rodgers gonna pick on him.
Oh, that's
Vikings.
Those were the big chunk plays, man, that we were giving up every damn game.
Yep.
Vikings always gets.
I hated that, man. We were playing solid defense. You're not even great defense, just solid, and then boom, a big ass play like that every time.
Vikings always gets our leftovers, and then nothing happens with them.
Well, that's because they used up. That's why we got rid of them.
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to get at earlier when I was saying, like, so I get that we don't have any amazing premier receivers at this point, but Rodgers can look at their cornerbacks and go, I'm going to pick on you all day, and I know I'm going to get the ball past you.
Yep. I'm going to put this person on him. Yeah.
But with Cousins, you can't just go, I'm going to pick on you all day because you're going to go, well, he's going to fuck you at some point, man. Like, you can't just pick on anybody on our defense. Now, what you can do is you can go at our safeties. I mean, Amos is amazing, but he's not the greatest coverage guy because he's so short. Sometimes, it's the guy's just bigger than him. I see it all the time.
Savage, he's a hitter, though. He's a fucking headhunter. Savage.
Yeah, Savage definitely ball hawks, but he gives up big plays sometimes too. So it's got to be this. You got to get past the corners into the safeties if you're going to get any significant chunk of yardage against us. If you sit there and dink and dunk and try to nickel and dime us all day, Russell Douglas is taking one to the house.
Oh yeah. Keep that. I wanted that. We're going to force them into that kind of game. They're going to have to get rid of the ball quick. They're going to have to hand it off or a quick 5-yard pass because our defense is going to be stellar this year, man.
But our secondary has the capability of just bump and run all day, man.
That's what you put the pressure on the quarterback and make him force that throw into our secondary, into the teeth of our defense. I'm excited about it, bro.
Me too.
I can tell
that way we can come back week 1 and get up in Skull's face. What happened?
I can tell. I can tell the Vikings fans this. Rodgers always finds a soft spot in the defense. And that's what he's going to be looking for in this week 1. And if it's Sullivan, you think is going to stop that?
It's like the first half. The first half, Rodgers kind of analyzing the first half. Then they go in halftime. They go in. Him and the board go. What do you think? Oh, let's do this. They come back and they fucking just annihilate. They fucking go in there and they fucking put up how many fucking points and they win the game. Look what they did to the Lions. Oh, we're up. And then they come back and, fuck you. We totally shut them down. Went in there and fucking destroyed them.
Yeah.
And then, but we beat your team. Yeah, you beat our team all right. Yeah, right. They really wanted to fucking win. They would have fucking spanked you.
One of their starting cornerbacks is Cameron Dantzler, who I don't know who's worse, him or Okuda. They're both pretty awful. Rodgers is going to look at Dantzler all game, and he's going to go, hey, Dubs, just go straight. We got
His nickname is Lost.
It just sucks. We got to wait till week 9 to play them. I was hoping they were week 2. I wanted the Lions early this year with all the trash talk those fuckers did. Oh,
yeah.
You know what? It's hard to pick on Lions fans. They've been through so
not this year.
No, not this year. Not this year.
Man. It ain't hard at all, bro.
I know they talk shit, but it's like, it's like a fly that just keeps hitting your body. You know what I mean? It's not really going to do nothing to hurt harm you. You just swat it away and it just goes away eventually,
I mean, even if they win 6-7 games, good job.
We're getting better. We're going to win 7 games this time.
Oh, that's another thing I got to bring up to the Lions is I guess there was a practice where Dan Campbell, the players just to run it themselves, and he was the only coach out there to kind of like, look it over. You know who's another coach on the Lions that tried unorthodox practices and it worked really well in the season?
His name is Matt Patricia.
Yep.
Everything I've read about Eric Stokes this year, they're saying he is immensely better than last year already. Like, that kid is rising. I expect a lot from him this year, a lot. And again, the beauty of our defense is, let's say Eric Stokes is having a sophomore slump. Let's pretend like that's on the table. Well, then we'll put Rasul Douglas over there then, and problem fixed. Right. But so speaking of the Lions, who do you guys think wins second best in the North this year?
That's a toss-up, man.
It's the Vikings easy.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be the Vikings.
Dan can't. I don't care what anybody says. He's a fraud. I swear to God, the guy's a fraud. He doesn't know his ass is a hole in the ground when it comes to fucking play calling or fucking no.
Andy cries.
All these sayings he comes with. If I have 3 toes, I'll kick your ass or something like that. Like, what does he say? Like,
I'll bite your ankles if I have to. Yeah. I'm like,
I mean, what's going to happen like week 8 or 10 when they're not winning? These players are going to fucking see right through them. This, it's like last year. Okay, you said all this shit, and we won 3 games. No, this year we're what 1-10 or 1-9. They're not going to fucking take it.
Right. If he cries again one more time.
Yeah.
I think
the only guy does. The only guy does.
I think the Lions are 6-7 win team. I think the Vikings will win, like they'll go 9-8 or something like that.
Yeah, you think the Vikings going to get over the slump of losing season?
I think
they'll make the wild card.
I think they'll make it at 500, or they're going to be right below 500 or right at 500. That's it.
They'll make the wild card. I think.
Well, they got to be 500.
Really? You think they make it the wild card too, huh?
Yeah, I think they'll get a wild card berth. I think they will.
I think they'll have a fun 20-point loss in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
One and done, baby. One and done.
Hey, I looked up the other day. I looked up third down conversions. Guess who's last? Fucking it's Bears, and then it was Lions, and right up above them a little bit was the Vikings. They're way at the fucking bottom. Third down conversions. Like what?
Hey, I think the Vikings will make the playoffs if they allow 8 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah. I don't know where these Lions fans get the shit talking from, because you have no leg to stand on, man. You had Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders, and they decided to willfully stop playing football just so they didn't have to play for the Lions anymore.
And then the last best player you had traded away, and he won a Super Bowl his first year.
Yeah.
And here's another disclaimer, Lions fans.
That's hilarious.
That Super Bowl for Stafford is not your Super Bowl.
Exactly.
You can't tell them that, man.
Right? These Detroit Rams fans.
Oh, my Lanta.
It's like, come on, dude.
I love that.
But yeah, I think that's the order is going to be, the Packers, of course, take the division, Vikings second, Lions third, Bears again, trade them for fucking Mars bars.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll be laughing my ass off if Bears keep fucking Lions in the base. Laugh my ass off.
I say we get rid of either the Lions or the Bears, and we bring back the Bucks to make it interesting.
And make a better division.
Yeah. Those 2 teams are so awful. It's ridiculous.
I can't lie about the Bears defense was flying a little bit on the preseason, but there's nothing that's going to indicate that they're going to be a team that wins more than 4 games.
They're the new Lions. Go 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 19-0 in the preseason, however many games you want to win, and then you lose every regular season game.
Yeah, I think they get swept by the division.
You think the Lions get swept by the division?
No.
Lions.
The Bears get swept by the Lions this year, you think?
I don't think the Bears will win a game in the division either.
You don't think so, huh? You think the Bears going to get swept by the entire division?
I do.
I do.
I know we're going to sweep their ass 4 years in a row.
I think they know that too already.
Oh, yeah. I think both games Love will be fucking in the second half playing. So
have you noticed
score be up so high?
on some of the groups that we're in, there's only 2 trolls from the Bears that are talking. The rest of the Bears are just gone or don't exist, or their profiles are done.
Speaking of, we were just talking about preseason games and things like that. What do you guys think about what you saw from Aaron Donald?
Dude, how is he not suspended?
I don't know.
He cracked 2 guys in the head we used the helmet as a weapon. How is he not
you
suspended?
Hear it.
You
can actually hear the boom when he hit that dude.
Yeah.
But I don't get. They can't do nothing to the practices. Why can't they? They own the fucking league.
2 words for that. Roger Goodell. Remember, Roger Goodell is infamous for giving a 1-game suspension to Ray Rice that clobbered his wife in the elevator. I mean, so you expect Roger Goodell to hand out any suspension?
I mean, but look at Donald though, his history. I mean, choking people. I mean, he gets mad. Because he gets fucking his ass beat, and then he gets mad and chokes people and throwing helmets on. Things throwing his helmet and like, what the hell? He's got to be suspended or something.
I think they're going to give him a team fine because they're going to leave it up to teams.
I think take him out for the rest of the year. Fuck him.
A fine does not do anything for those guys that make that kind of money. It's absolutely just pointless, man.
Yeah, I know, but the NFL loses revenue with Donald not being on the field. So, he's on that kind of like a protection clause or a protection guard over him because he's one of those special players at the NFL.
Oh, no, if they would donate like $100 million to me, that'd be fine. You know what I mean?
Because look how many viewers they lose if Aaron Donald's not on the field. You know what I mean? It's that kind of effect. You take Rodgers out the game, or you take Brady out the game, the viewers drop tremendously. So,
this is now. I mean, he's not like a problem guy. It's not like he's done this like repeatedly, but there are guys in the league that set this precedence early, man. When you show that kind of violence, you got to put it. I don't care who.
Pretty much every year he does. I mean, he choked. What's his name? That game. Who was that? He choked. Jenkins. He fucking choked Jenkins. Fucking in the playoffs, he fucking choked him. I mean,
he choked Newman too.
Yeah,
Newman too.
Yeah.
You know why he was going at Jenkins? Jenkins made him cry on national television in front of him.
He did.
Yeah. Do you remember that play where he put him on the ground in the playoffs, and then Donald went to the sideline for a play, or went to the sidelines, a play happened, and he came back and he lined up opposite of Jenkins.
Yeah. He cried just as much as Dan Campbell. You know what I mean?
I think it's also unfortunate for Aaron Donald that he acted like that, because I think that starts putting him in a negative light. I think there's a lot of people that will start to not like him as much as they did because of things like that.
Yeah, you start going into Sua territory in that area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He turns into
a
target.
Fights. I mean, there's fights that go all the time, but not that.
He starts turning into a guy where when people start watching him, they want to watch someone kick his ass now. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of how human nature is. When we watch someone act like that, we want to see that happen to them now because they acted like that.
Yeah. Hey, Raiders are like, excellent. Bring him on. It's all coming to plan.
Any last points you guys want to make? Because we have hit our time limit.
And I'm ready for the season to start, man. We got 2 weeks? Shit. 15 days? Too fucking long.
Yeah.
I'll go next. It just I'm ready for this week 1, and I'm ready for a lot of things. I want to see a lot of things cleaned up, like the special teams, our return game, some of the defensive mistakes that we made out there, and then I think offense. It's going to be growing pains with the offense, but we'll grow to love it once it's coming more complete. We can see more flashes of it.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that this regular season starting, and all these trash talkers are going to be eating their fucking crow and fucking, and then people are like the Lions, those guys be ghosting, Bears will be ghosting, So
I want to say, Vikings fans, you have 14 days to come up with your excuses because on that
That's right.
15th day,
Serving notice now, man. Come up with
Yeah.
on
You
that
can go with that.
15th day, your
Yeah.
ass is getting whipped, and we will be here to ask you as many questions as we possibly can about what the fuck happened, guys.
Hey, yeah,
Explanation.
you can go with dumbass Larson's, default excuse: refs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we got to make a rule. That's off the table right from the get go.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna be coming into the game. They're gonna be talking about the refs before the game happens.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, that'll be in 21 days.
Well, in all fairness, it doesn't help when every time the Packers come out on the field, you see Rodgers with his arm around the ref walking out the field, jaw checking.
Well, you've been in the league for so long, you know, you become friends, you know.
Hey, I hope.
But I don't know how many times I've
I
seen
hope
Rodgers
Rashawn Gary
with his arm around the ref, man, walking out of the tunnel, man.
I hope Rashawn Gary, tackles Kirk Cousins for a sack and then lifts up his shirt. His white shirt says Zimmer was right.
I'm saying the Packer defense forces 3 turnovers on the Vikings on Kirk Cousins, man.
I could see it.
I could see it too.
21 days, Bears fans. You have 21 days to come up with your excuses because on that 22nd day, you're getting whipped worse than the Vikings are. At least the Vikings might actually put up a fight. The Bears.
That's our opening day at home. That's our first home game.
We'll be 2-0 and 2-0 in division.
Yeah, Bears fans, I feel so bad for you because in 22 days, I swear to God, you guys are getting annihilated by us this year. It's going to be so bad.
Oh, they're going to be annihilated in week 1 and week 2. They face the Niners, then Green Bay.
Oh, yeah, they're going to get mollywopped both weeks.
So, Justin Fields, you got 2 really easy defenses to start the season.
Super easy.
Yeah, week 1, the only team who's going to win and be us. You know, Lions ain't beating the Eagles. No way.
Yeah.
Hey, week 1, Bosa's going to be like tossing Fields like a pancake, twirling him around, and then week 2.
Yeah, I hope there's enough Fields left after week 1 to play in week 2.
Yeah.
I don't see the Lions beating the Eagles either. I actually think it might be similar to last year when they got fucking annihilated against them.
44-6, yeah.
Yeah,
Eagles,
I don't think it'll be that bad, but I could see similarities from that game. The Eagles are definitely better this year. That's
yeah.
Their secondary is good with Slay on one corner, and they picked up Bradbury for the other corner.
And then they traded for
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown from the Titans, and they drafted the dude from Georgia, the nose tackle.
Jordan Davis.
That guy is a beast.
Him and Cox next to each other. Oh man, they're gonna be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Fletcher Cox.
So we'll end on this note. Lions Eagles, what's the score, Rob?
Lions Eagles?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'll say 31-17. Eagles.
Okay. What about you, Isaac?
28-21 Eagles.
And then you, John Dorn?
38-17 Eagles. Oh yeah.
I'm going.
Secondary sucks.
I'm going like 30-13. I have a hard time believing the Bears will score more than 13 points on them.
Yeah.
And then let's do Bears versus Niners. Rob, what's the score?
Bears versus Niners. 27-10.
I have a hard time seeing the Lions scoring 13 on them. God, it's Saturday. But what'd you say? 49ers and Bears score?
99-3.
Yeah, what'd you say, Rob?
I said 24-10.
24-10 Niners, huh?
I say
99-3.
48-3.
I'm gonna go
a bunch of turnovers.
I'm gonna give the Bears a late touchdown that doesn't matter. I'm gonna go 24-10.
I'm gonna go. They're gonna give the Bears negative points, so it's be like -6. They're gonna have to score over 6 points to get those points back the week after.
Who gets sacked more, week 1? Kirk Cousins or Jordan Fields? God, Justin Fields.
Fields.
I don't know. I think we can
Goff.
get to Kirk Cousins a lot in week 1. Who gets sacked more week 1, Kirk Cousins or Justin Fields?
I just think the Vikings O-line is a little bit better than the Bears, but the Bears O-line is so atrocious. Like, Bosa's going to be eating Fields all game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a hard time picking over Fields over Cousins. No way.
But I think Kenny Clark is going to eat Cousins all day. So
Cousins going to be running for his life, man.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, hey, it's regular season football finally. We'll be back next week with another show. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching Frozen Tundra Network, and you guys have a great rest of your Saturday.
Go
You
back,
too, man.
go.
Pack, go, baby.